Hi everyone, sorry to keep you waiting there. I was just having a few messages from people having trouble logging on, so hopefully I've helped all of those that were. I'm not sure there might have been an issue with some of the links, and as always, I'm fashionably late because that's just me. I always think I've got more time to do one more little thing and I haven't. So yeah, I'm very excited to be here this evening and talk to you about SuneKOS as always. But something even more exciting is the fact that we have a new product. I'm talking to you about one this evening. We have lots more to come as well, which I'm very, very excited about. You've probably seen a few bits and bobs around, but we're not going to be seeing them. This evening is all about Performa. So you may see that it's now available on the MedFX catalogue as well to either pre-order. I think, I'm not sure if you can order it or not yet. I might be putting things in places that they shouldn't be right now, but very excited to tell you a little bit about this. And some of you might not actually be utilising SuneKOS enough as well. So I want to maybe talk about that, the what, the wheres and the whys. So yeah, very excited to be here this evening. So as you can see, this is what your Performa is going to look like in the bottle. So let's have a show of hands, because I put a little thing on the chat. If you could just take a few minutes just to tell me what's brought you on here this evening, just for my own research to kind of see who's on here and who wants to learn about the product as well. There's also the guys at MedFX and Angel Medical, so we can see who's who and who's wanting to learn a little bit more about it. I know some of you are watching live, which is fantastic, and thank you for that. I know some people are going to be watching this on replay as well. So hello, and thank you very much to those of you that are watching on replay, if it is that time of day. So it could be anywhere in the world. So yes, Performa. Let's move on. So show of hands, who's using SuneKOS at the moment? Let me see some hands show. I've seen it on the chat. Yeah, we've got 4, 5, 6, or quite a few. Excellent. So I'm just having a look. How part have versus how many people are raising their hands, because that'll give me an indication. Either that or they're in the kitchen getting themselves a drink. Excellent. Okay, so I'd say about half of the participants that are on so far, which is interesting. Okay, excellent. So are we loving SuneKOS? I know I do. I'm just going to pop on some subtitles. Hopefully it can get my lingo a little bit for anyone that is hard of hearing and or watching on the train and they don't want everyone else to hear me as well. So SuneKOS is brought to you by a company called Professional Dietetics. You may or may not know this. Doses in aesthetics. The reason I like to point this out is very important because it means that they obviously they are more, not that there's anything wrong with just aesthetic companies, because there isn't, that's not what I'm saying, but they have their fingers in multiple different pies, which is a good thing in a way, because it means that they obviously at the forefront of the industry from a medical perspective as well. So they basically have a line of products which utilizes amino acids. And hopefully by the end of this, you recognize the importance of amino acids, if you don't already, in fixing not just the extracellular matrix of the skin, but generally in the body as well. So what these guys have got and patented and unlocked is a vast array of kind of medical solutions ultimately. And luckily for us, a few of these are kind of creeping into that aesthetic market as well. And I think it's important to note this because obviously the amount of research and evidence that goes into the work from Professional Dietetics to give us our aesthetic products and the other medical products that they have out on the market as well. So do a little bit of research into them, because I always think it's important to know how, just how fabulous these guys are and what they're doing in the background as well. Okay, so let's start with the basics here. We're going to start with the aging process. Hopefully we'll all understand and know and recognize. If not, this is a gentle reminder. Every day is a school day, and for me it's important to refresh on this anyway. But the reason our skin ages, we have our intrinsic reasons and we have our extrinsic reasons. Some of them we can help with, obviously with diet and lifestyle, UV rays, making sure that they have a good skin regimen, that are looking after their skin, they lead a healthy diet, healthy lifestyle. Obviously, things that are going on the inside, the likes of hormones and medication and medical conditions, yes, we can alleviate to a certain point, but there are things like that we need to consider when we're applying any treatment. So as fabulous as Performa is and the SuneKOS, products that we have available, we must always take into consideration from an intrinsic and extrinsic point of view what is going on and why and how that skin is aging. And you know what? That's a great talking point when you actually first see your client for the first time as well. I get them to do a bit of a lifestyle questionnaire and get them thinking about things because, as you know, if you're already utilising SuneKOS, you will know that they have kind of a full range of products as well. So we've got our drinkable, which is by NutriKOS, created by the same guys at SuneKOS. We also have our creams and products that we can recommend alongside. So we've got quite a holistic approach. So I'm just putting a bit of suspense in here, making you wait a little bit longer about the Performa. Do you like what I'm doing there? Okay, so this is a bit of something that I created yesterday, actually. A little bit, I like doing this with words because I'm a bit weird and I don't get out much, clearly. So Performa, to me, what it stands for, the technology behind it, I'll read these off to you now. We're getting more precision, and I'm going to talk about this when we talk about the product in a moment, and I'll show you in the vial as well on one of the slides to follow. So we're talking about a precision delivery of something, and what makes it precision and more precise to other products that we've had, or the likes of Sunicos 200, which we utilised before, is this very fact, so the precision that we have from this product. As we know, how SuneKOS works is we have that extracellular matrix technology. So we talked about the fact that professional dietetics have lots of links within the medical profession as well. So the extracellular matrix not functioning properly is responsible for around about 70 to 75% of human disease. So what these guys have obviously unlocked is a solution to multiple things that they are obviously playing around with in the best way that they can possibly. And they do more than just playing around, but that's just my terminology there for you. Rejuvenation. So we're going to help rejuvenate the skin. And again, as always, we're utilizing this as fibroblast fuel. It's giving us more optimized results. It's helping us restore that matrix and restore the dermis in the best way that we can as well. It's a medical device, so that's important to note when we're obviously utilizing the product. It's got lots of evidence, efficacy, and some great longevity behind it as well. And the very fact that we have this new product means it's an advancement in technology. And hopefully I've given you kind of the recognition behind that as well, with the background of professional dietetics along the way this evening as well. So hyaluronic acid. So those of you that don't do SuneKOS, and those of you that do, every day is a school day, so listen up. We have hyaluronic acid in there. So hyaluronic acid is important. And the right weight of hyaluronic acid is important as well in order to do what it needs to do. So with hyaluronic acid, we are placing hydration underneath the skin. And what HA will do, I'm going to call it HA so I don't have to keep saying it. I'm probably getting it wrong. With HA, it provides that plumping efficacy. It improves the types of collagen that is produced. It improves the elastin production as well. And it also obviously acts as an antioxidant. So it's going to help remove and flush out any toxins that we find underneath the skin as well. So we really do need hyaluronic acid, both topically on the skin, but also as an injectable. So I know when I see on the forums, people utilising SuneKOS in various ways, that's great. I love implementing SuneKOS with integrated therapies, and I can talk about that all day long with anybody that wants to ask. But for me, what we have is a precise mix of hyaluronic acid, and what these guys have unlocked is obviously super exciting along the way. But hyaluronic acid in the SuneKOS form is non-cross-linked. So that means it's more biologically recognized by the body. So we have hyaluronic acid already within our skin. We are injecting something that's pretty much, I dare say, like for like. So our skin and our body is going to work with that as opposed to against it. So that's why we like hyaluronic acid to be non-cross-linked when it comes to something like a hybrid skin booster like SuneKOS. Yes, it does mean that it's not going to stay there as long, but it's going to get utilized and used up by the skin. And we are then going to start to produce our own better quality HA. We're also going to produce our own better quality collagen and elastin along the way as well. So main element of SuneKOS, for those that aren't doing it, as a reminder, those that are, is that non-cross-linked hyaluronic acid. And we have variable weights as well. Hence, we have our SuneKOS 1200, our SuneKOS 200. What you will notice when you obviously pick up your first bottle of Performa is a slight difference in the viscosity of the product. And that's because what we've unlocked and what we've discovered over time with SuneKOS is that variation, that slight variation that was needed in order to get those most optimized results along the way. So as well, in that bottle of SuneKOS, whether it's the 1200, the 200 or the Performa, we're looking at the same technologies, but a slightly different mock-up. The analogy that I use a lot is that kind of lock and key enzyme theory that I learned in GCSE whenever. And that kind of really kind of sits in my head when I think about chemistry and biology and things like that as well. So we're talking about kind of cell-specific targeting, so cell-to-cell communication. So that's what makes our products different as well. And what we find out as we start to play with these products more and utilize them more, there is better ways that we can communicate with the cells. And ultimately, that's exactly what Performa is doing for us. So it's giving us better performance. It's giving us more precision cellular communication between these cells in order to get the end goal, which is what we want, which is rejuvenation, which is that anti-aging aspect, increased collagen, increased elastin as well. So yes, it's the same similar technology. We have our 6 amino acid technology, in order to create that cellular communication within the extracellular matrix. And we have a specific, and this is important as well, the last slide that we've talked about, the hyaluronic acid. We have a specific amount of hyaluronic acid, a specific weight of hyaluronic acid, and the 6 amino acid technology for the ultimate cell-to-cell communication in order for this product to go in and address the concerns that we're looking at helping that client with. I heard this terminology I can't remember where I was, but somebody kind of talked about, and it does happen when I see this, when I use the product. If you are addressing a certain area, no matter, even if you focus the product in that one area, you're still going to see results everywhere else as well within the face because of that delivery and how we deliver these products. And again, that's important to make sure that you are up to speed with the protocols and things like that as well, which is why it's important to make sure you are training with official people, which I'll chat to you about at the end, because we make sure that you are bang up to date with what we know is the best way of injecting these products as well. Hence why you're here this evening as well, of course. So hyaluronic acid, we've talked about it a little bit already. We've got our hyaluronic acid and our 6 amino acid technology, and it's patent specific as well. So these guys have created something. We know that it does what it does, and we've patented it. So there is no other product out there that is of any similar properties to this. It's hydrophilic. Hopefully we know what that means. It means it takes on moisture. It likes moisture as well. Hyaluronic acid is going to help with collagen and protoglycan interactions. So remember that cell-to-cell communication that I talked about. That's a really great way of putting it to your client as well, because they will see all the skin boosters that are out there on the market. And I dare term Sunicos quite different to a skin booster. I think one of the guys over at MedFX calls it a skin IQ. I think we can think of something a bit fancier than that, but it is just so innovative and clever in the way that it communicates with these cells to create the specific collagen and elastin, and obviously improve that hydration of the area that we're looking to address as well. Hyaluronic acid is there to regulate the synthesis of the extracellular matrix. So remember I told you the extracellular matrix, when it's not functioning properly, on the skin perspective, we start to see degeneration, we see less collagen, we see less elastin, and something called a fibroblast that you saw in that last video. I'll pop it on again because I do love it. Just bear with. So as we delve into the skin here, we can see our fibroblast with that nucleus within it. That's the little, I nearly said, that's the little blighter that is there to create collagen and elastin along the way and help improve the condition of the skin. So we must look after those fibroblasts. And what we know with the evidence behind all of the Sunicos ranges, that we help create new junior fibroblasts as well, which is just incredible. Obviously, we have our specific interaction and the variable Daltons that reconfigure that fibroblast activity. So just think of that cell-to-cell communication and the right amount of hydration to keep it happy, to keep it hydrated. Like we know how much water we need a day to keep doing what we need to do and function in the way that we do. The cells work in exactly the same way as well. It's a rich antioxidant as well, is hyaluronic acid, and it's there to help protect these fibroblasts. So we're going to create new ones, and then we're going to protect them as well as acting as that free radical scavenger to help remove any toxins from underneath the skin as well. We also have our amino acids. So we've talked about this slightly a little bit already. So we've got our hyaluronic acid, our 6 amino acid technology. Why the specific 6? We've got a precise mix, and this is what's important when it comes to Performa. a very, very precise mix because of how it comes delivered to you. So you may remember the 200, and it's still around for a little while as well. We have our vial of the powder and we have a vial of the liquid. How many times has somebody left a little bit of the liquid at the top and not had a full mix of that product? We recognize that. We understand that. I've seen it on training lots and lots of times as well. And obviously we recognize that that may happen within practice. So when we have our Performa, we have that precise mix of these amino acids and a slightly targeted hyaluronic acid weight in conjunction with these amino acids to give us that optimum homeostasis of the extracellular matrix. So that's why we start to see more precision and in my opinion, much quicker and better results with the SuneKOS Performa in particular. I've been using it for around about, I would dare say, I think it's probably about a year, maybe not even quite a year. I've been using it quite a while now, and I've also obviously done cases with and or without it and seen some really, really promising results. Collagen amino acid formula. So this is what excites our collagen and gets it doing what we want it to do. We've got our glycine, our proline, our hydroxyproline, hydroxylysine, which is going to help produce types 1 and 4 of collagen, which is again what makes this product very different to others that are out there on the market as well. Elastin, lastly, but by no means least, this is one of the most common things that a client will come in for, but they don't realise that they have this quite severe elastin loss when they're kind of pointing at lots of different areas on the face and they're pulling down on it, and they feel that the skin is kind of melting off the face almost. My clients use that term a lot. Then it is that elastin fuel that we need to rely on. And again, we see that even more so when we're utilising the likes of a Performa for those individuals. Glycine, proline, valine, and alanine to help stimulate that elastin as well. Okay. So it's important to know we're working with a medical company ultimately that are always looking at helping promote change and find what is going to give us better results, how we're going to get better evidence behind those results, looking at longevity, looking at efficacy, looking at the amount of sessions that are required as well for the individuals. And those sort of things are what are going to be the main differences when it comes to the delivery of something like Performa as well. So we have a precise mixture of a product that we're going to utilise slightly different to what we already know in terms of the SuneKOS portfolio. And we'll make sure those of you that are trained with us will be kept up to date with that as well. In addition to that, it's important to note, like anything, especially within medicine, we're going to continually see innovations. And I know it can be a little bit daunting when obviously you've learned with a product and you have these products in your hand and you are already getting results to then think, well, I'm happy with this, because I know I felt like this when they mentioned that the Performa was going to be released. But once you start using them and utilising them, you will see for yourself the results will speak for themselves as well. So a massive innovation. The reason I've done this webinar is to kind of squash any lack of confidence that was going around about the product. This is really important to me. Those of you who know me will know that I've worked with SuneKOS for a number of years, and I really, really do love the products. And again, when something new pops up, we're always a little bit like, actually, if you're anything like me, I was actually okay with what we had. But when you start to use it, you'll see that the results will speak for themselves as well. So I have got some amazing before and after pictures, but I will be popping them onto social media for anyone else to see within the next few days as well, and tagging in all guys at MedFX, Angel Medical and things like that as well, so you can see them for yourself. I've just got a few more reviews to do. Again, obviously, it's important to do befores and afters when we've given the collagen the elastin optimum time to actually do what it needs to do as well. We have our immediate ones, as we know, but we really need to get them a few weeks and months down the line when we've given time for that product to work. So I'm excited to share those with you as well. Another way that I kind of explain the fact that we have something different and we have this new technology amongst us to help restore confidence and obviously discourage any negativity around is the iPhone. Okay, so we have our iPhones, we have our new generation iPhone that comes out, and some of us kind of want to get the brand new one as soon as it comes out. It goes the same when it comes to obviously aesthetics and technology, in my opinion, as well. So we just need to make sure that we're moving with the times and getting the best out of each product. And that's exactly the ethos behind the guys at Professional Dietetics and Sunicos, of course, as well. So we have this new technology, hybrid version of the technology that we already had, because I've already told you about this evening as well. And I like that term hybrid because that's exactly what it is. And the results that we're getting are speaking for themselves as well. So those of you that might not be doing Sunicos already, I want you to just think about this for a moment. Those of you that are doing it already, this video is great for you to kind of utilize for your patients to get them to understand how and why it works and why it's different. So as we know, as we age, we talked about the aging process and what happens. We've got our extrinsic and our intrinsic causes of aging. We start to lose efficacy of the collagen and the elastin and our fibroblast that helps produce it and create it. So when we're injecting something like Sunicos underneath, be that the 1200, the 200, or indeed the new Performa, you are going to help improve the quality of the collagen, the quality of the elastin, and the hydration underneath. And that's what's going to help regenerate that extracellular matrix and give us those optimized results in terms of anti-aging aspects. But not just there, it doesn't just stop there. So with SuneKOS Performa, we have more precision. As you can see here, within a box, you've got 2 vials. In those 2 vials, it's pre-mixed for you. You get around about 3 mils, I'd say slightly more in most of the vials that I've had as well, and ever so slightly as well. But that's how much you get, which is very similar to that of the 200 and of course the 1200 as well. There is still going to be a place for the 1200 Dalton Sunicos, okay? So the 1200 Dalton Sunicos is there to create that scaffold. The reason I will utilize 1200 is for more severe skin damage, because what we know is a higher weight Dalton of hyaluronic acid is really going to help improve as that baseline scaffold. It's not pushing volume in there that was never there, but it's going to help replace that volume underneath the skin and act as that scaffolding for our Performa to sit on top, which is quite similar to our old technique, which was a 1200 and the 200 on top as well. What we are finding with this product, and again, this is from my own findings and the guys over at Prof Dietetics and other users, of course, the trainers that are using it as well, is that, you know, for me, an increased duration and efficacy and longevity of the product as well as performance. So we know that collagen takes 2 to 4 weeks to form. Usually on session 3 of my 200 was when a client would come back and say, actually, I'm starting to feel a bit of a difference in my skin. It feels better. It looks better. I'm seeing this around about, I would say, 2 weeks after one session of the Performa with the clients that I've treated with this as well. So it seems to be kind of excelling amongst itself in terms of the results that we are gaining from it as well. So interesting, I've talked about Sunicos for anti-aging this evening as well. I really started to think outside the box when I use this hybrid skin booster in a way that's given me results that I cannot wait to share. So yes, we can help produce collagen and elastin and better hydration, but I want you to think outside the box how else you can utilize it in that way. So for aging skin, it's great. So a lot of my clients that come to see me for what they know, they come for potentially filler and Botox. I will always help them to think about fixing the foundations first. And that is why we get 1 to 2, maybe 3 sessions of some form of Sunicos in there to ensure that our filler and our Botox and our other anti-aging treatments are potentially going to have that better efficacy because we've fixed the foundations first. I've seen this more so with some scarring cases that I've done recently. I've kind of obviously placed in the skin booster around where the scarring is because it's going to help with collagen proliferation and of course elastin and hydration. And then I've gone on to utilize other integrated therapies such as your plasma and your microneedling to really help with the scarring as well. In addition to that, we've got that preventative aspect. Hopefully we might already be utilising Sunicos in this way, that prevention of skin damage as well for those youngsters that potentially think that they've got fine lines and wrinkles coming. Friends maybe had some toxin and they want a sort of treatment to help boost their skin. This is definitely the place to go for them. Dark circles. for the eye area in particular. Again, you know, we've had some astounding results from Sunicos already, the 1200 or the 200 around the eye area in particular. Just wait till you're using this one. That's all I'm going to say. Face, neck and décolleté, some fantastic results that I've had around the neck area as well. And hands, of course, don't forget the hands. Elastin loss, obviously those clients that are coming in, they've got that concern for the skin that's kind of drooping off the face there, and they feel that severe elastin loss. Gym goers, you know, great treatment for those that are regular attenders to the gym, and they may have that malar fat pad loss, so they've got that kind of orbital rim that's a little bit more prominent in that area because of that as well. Tightening, toning and skin texture. General rejuvenation, and again, I've talked about this already, those integrated therapies. I really want to get you thinking about how you can utilize Sunicos in those ways as well. Biggest audience for me with Sunicos is those pre and post-menopausal ladies. Again, you know, this is a treatment that we can use for gents as well, and they do like it because obviously with your toxin treatments, you potentially obviously have that frozen look and that you know, the lack of movement, and a lot of my male clients don't like that. But if we can soften the lines, and that's how we'll utilize Sunicos in that way. But I talked about intrinsic, extrinsic aging. When it comes to an intrinsic aspect and hormones, again, Sunicos to me is my go-to for those pre and post-menopausal. Once we've got those hormones under a little bit less array, and we start to see fantastic results with this product as well. And that's the great thing with Sunicos. You've got a product that you can utilize on your male clients, your female clients as well. You can use it from a preventative aspect. You can use it for those pre and post-menopausal. Those clients that come in, and she was just doing it, and I had one today actually for consultation, where they just like point at lots of areas on their face and they're just not sure where they want to fix first. That is where this is where I would turn to something like SuneKOS Performa. You've not really got any sort of advanced skin damage. Obviously we see those fine lines and wrinkles and crepey skin creeping up, lack of hydration. Obviously we're going to talk about home regimen, make sure that they're using the best routine that they are possibly. And then we're going to implement something like the SuneKOS Performa, 2 to 3 sessions, and just sit back and watch and wait the results. As always there to impress. Again, just going to kind of just reiterate here, cell-to-cell technology. We have a innovation in aesthetics in the fact that, yes, we know we've got our 6 amino acids. We know we want to get the cells to talk to one another and our fibroblasts to create this new collagen and elastin. And what we had was doing a great job. But what we have now is a more hybrid version of that. And you will see this for yourselves when you're utilizing it as well. When it comes to the training aspect, I'm very, very excited the fact that we have lots, it's killing me as well, that we have lots of more formulas and innovations to come from the guys over at Prof Dietetics. All the same technologies, but slightly coded slightly. Those chemical messages, those messages, that cell-to-cell technology works in a slightly different way, which is why it's so, so important to make sure that you are attending the official training so that we are giving you the protocols almost directly from the horse's mouth. And you can really, really see some incredible results with these products along the way as well. So I'm very, very excited for that coming up. So Sunicos are now officially partnered with Angel Medical Academy on behalf of MedEffects as well. So it's those who you need to direct to with regards to any training moving forward as well. Speak to the guys over there if you've already done your training with MedEffects in relation to the 1200 and the 200, and they will tell you about your options that are available to you as well. So what I will do in the chat at the end, I'll pop the email address on who it is that you will need to pop a message over to. You can all copy and paste it and get in touch with them over there as well. What I will reiterate again, and I'll say it again and again, is to make sure that you are obviously picking official training partners like the likes of Angel Medical Academy and the trainers like myself and the trainers that MedEffects have kind of handpicked alongside Angel Medical Academy, because we need to make sure that you are utilising the products in the best way possible. And that's more than anything really important to me as well. It's part of the reason why I wanted to put this webinar out this evening, because I could see that it popped up on the MedFX catalogue, and I had lots of people who had trained with me that were asking the questions. So to answer your questions, yes, we have at the minute one amazing new product that I cannot wait for you to get your hands on and utilize, but let's make sure that you're utilizing it properly. That's the most important aspect at this point. And let's carry on getting some fantastic results. If you thought you had good results before, wait till you start using this one. That's what I'm going to say on the matter. So I'm going to ask if anyone's got any questions. You've probably got loads. So you can obviously drop me a message on social media. The guys over at Angel Medical Academy are amazing as well. I will pop in the email into the Q&A. Well, pop into the chat actually of who you need to speak to if you feel that you require any additional support and or training as well. By any means, reach out to myself. I'm on social media. You can find me there. Annette Matthews, and of course, you know, let's I look forward to hearing how you all get on very, very soon. And yeah, thank you very much for joining me this evening. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. I'm not sure what else you wanted out of it, but hopefully you've got something out of it this evening. And I look forward to meeting some of you and hearing from some of you very, very soon. So I'm going to sign off the camera. I'm going to have a look at the Q&A section as well. If I need to pop back on and answer any questions, I will. If not, I'll type the answers in the Q&A session for you. And I will start by popping that email in right away for anybody that wants to speak to the guys over at Angel for that official training as well. Okay, guys, thanks again for joining me live this evening. I'll be in the background, so just pop any questions in QA for me while I pop that on the group chat. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.